Hello, everybody. My name is Yusuf Edwards, and welcome to part 68 of the American Show. Let us begin. So, Joey was in the guest bedroom. She rips off the covers. She gets the covers off of her, and then she gets out of the bed, and she leaves the bedroom. She then goes to the bathroom, opens the door, and walks in. She then takes off her clothes and hops in the shower. After she washes up and, prepare herself for the day, as you always should do, if you're going to do that, she then leaves the bathroom, after she dries off. She then leaves the bathroom, like I said before, and now she was going back to the bedroom, the guest bedroom, so she can get dressed, eat some breakfast, and wait for William to come to the house so they can leave the Alpha Queen Mansion and shop for an apartment or a house of their own. They haven't chosen their living situation yet. So she goes into the living room after she gets dressed, along with the suitcase. Then after that, she obviously she sits down on the couch, watches TV as the private chef for the Queen family arrives to the kitchen to begin cooking breakfast. He says hi to Joey. She says hi back, and he begins cooking. He begins cooking breakfast whilst Joey is waiting for her boyfriend to arrive so they can eat breakfast along with the Queens and leave the house so they can look for an apartment or a house together. After that, she hears a knock at the door. She gets up from the couch, walks towards the door, and she opens the door. She opens it. It is her boyfriend. He shows up at the house, and they sit down on the couch, and they begin talking about the situation. They begin talking about the situation at hand, about the apartment or house. And Joey says, I was looking for an apartment, but I could be okay with buying a house. We have money bosses, or at least I do. I don't know about you, but I do. And I have enough money to buy a house. It is quite affordable. But so is an apartment. So it's up to us, I guess, or you, or me, basically us. That was kind of weird. What? It was weird how you said that. But I guess you're nervous. Yes, I am very nervous about all of this. So can we make a decision? What can we talk about? Well, a house. If we buy a house, then we can live together. But I don't know if it's ready for me and you to live together at all. Although, if we do break up, I will own the house, so that's a plus. At the very least, I'll have somewhere to live, but an apartment, I don't know. I don't know about an apartment. Now that I'm talking about us buying a alright. Okay. Now that I'm talking through us buying a house instead of going into or renting an apartment. I think that is a great idea. What do you think, babe? And then William said, yeah, I think it's a good idea too. Alright, okay. I guess the plan changed. Yes, I guess it has. We're buying a house. Yes, I guess we are, honey. And they kissed. After that, breakfast is now served. Now, Susan Crane and her mom, they were eating breakfast somewhere else. You see, they took a vacation to Blueberry X. They were not at the same vacation spot that or the same hotel room or the same hotel that Abigail and Margaret went to, but they were at a different hotel. And so they were having a great time there they were having a great time there. So they won't be back until tomorrow. So they sit down, they get up from the couch, and they got up from the couch. They leave the couch, go to the kitchen, which was right next to the living room, obviously, and they sit down at the breakfast table, and they begin eating breakfast together. Now, listen, honey, William. I have something to tell you. I know who killed your family friend. I know who killed him. Obviously, as we know, it was the bank robber. Well, it was the bank robbers, and from before, it was the burglars who decided to rob a restaurant for some reason and kill your friend, your family friend. They were hired by my sister and Princess Jennifer, the people who you work for, to unfortunately bring drugs into the house of Abigail and Margaret while they own it. Of course, they got hip to the idea, and they called the cops and got the drugs out of there. But that's who killed your friend. I'm so sorry to have to remind you of that, but I think it's important for you to understand who sent them. That somebody was sent. That somebody was sent to do a job. That it wasn't just a random occurrence. That it wasn't random. It was not random for these criminals to come to that wonderful restaurant and kill your friend, which is exactly what they did. Now when we buy this house, I am going to call the police and tell them exactly what happened at that restaurant. I don't know why she told me. Well, I don't know why she told me that she killed your friend. Probably because she trusted me enough to do that. We have that kind of relationship, which in her case now is very unfortunate. But I hope you understand that this needed to be said by me. I needed to let you know that this is why it happened. My sister hired these criminals to kill your friend. So that's why if I go to the phone room and not talk to you, that's what I'm doing. Or if you're wondering what I am doing, that's what I'm doing. Calling the cops on my sister and the princess, so they can be arrested for what they have done to your friend and terrorizing the entire restaurant. Also, I hope it's a good idea. Yes, William said, it is a great idea, actually. I want you to know that I support you. I support you so much. This was, you were there too, you were there also, so whatever you want to do, and also this does involve your sister as well, so, it doesn't just involve me or or a friend of my family, but it also involves you in more ways than one as well. Seeing how your sister hired these criminals to kill my friend, or my honorary uncle, as it were. This is actually very delicious. I like this a lot. I know, it's actually very good. After that, they finished their breakfast and they were about to leave the house, waving goodbye to the, of course, chef. They open up the door and leave the house. They get in, they walk out the door and they walk outside. They get in the car after Joey puts her suitcase in the back of the car, and she hops in the front seat. Buckles up her seatbelt, and now she was going to. Well, they were going they were beginning their journey to buy a house. They were beginning the journey of buying a house together. They make it to the first house. They see a house on sale. They pull up to the house, and they are just astonished on how beautiful it was. The front of the house was like gorgeous as hell. And so they were walking in front of it, just admiring the beauty of the house. And the realtor was, checking them out, and he stops them from looking at it. Well, he stops them, and as they were looking at it, rather, and showed them the front of the house, and asked them to come in, which is exactly what they did. Do. They go in the house, and it is as beautiful as anything else. It is as beautiful as the outside of the house was a couple minutes ago. And they are sold. They are all the way sold. And they say, yes, we want this house. We need this house. We have to have this house, Joey said to the realtor. And, of course, William agreed, nodding his head really, really fast. It was quite funny when she looked at him and said, "What in the hell are you doing?" I'm nodding my head fast. They both laughed and laughed. So now they got the house. It was easy. She leaves the house to go and get the money box so she could pay him. She leaves the house, goes to the car, opens up the trunk, the back seat rather, and grabs the suitcase with all her clothes and some money in it. She then grabs the box also. She then walks back in the house, and then she hands the guy the money. She says, "I hope this is enough." He says, he counts it down. He says, "That's more than enough." And then he leaves. After that, they begin making out. After they make out, they don't have a TV, which is okay by them because they were going to buy one tomorrow. So they were just sitting down on the floor together because the furniture because they didn't have furniture yet. It was just an empty house. Beautiful, but empty. After that, she gets up from the floor and she goes to the phone room. She walks in the door and she walks in the room, and after opening the door, and she picks up the phone and she calls the police. She says, I have something to tell you about a murder. that has been committed at a restaurant. Talk to me tomorrow about the details. Then she hangs up. She walks back into the living room and sits down, lays back down on the floor. As the sun was setting on a beautiful morning and, afternoon, and eventually night, they just lay there together, just having a wonderful time, just talking and talking, laughing and laughing, and that was it. Some time has passed, and it was now time to eat dinner. Joey decided that she was going to order some pizza, which is exactly what she did. So she left, she got back up from the floor, and she leaves the phone room. She goes back into the room, walks back into the phone room, into the room, rather. She would then pick up the phone once again, and then she would call the pizza man. She would call up the pizza man and tell them that she wanted 4 pizzas. A pizza pie for the both of them, for both her boyfriend and herself. And then she added some chicken wings on the side. And then also she added some soda there as well. After that, she then leaves the room, goes back into the living room, and just lays back down on the floor as they were talking, or as they continue their conversation. The door is being knocked. She gets up from the floor and she opens the door to see the pizza man waiting for her. She grabs the pizza, she grabs the chicken, and the pizza man leaves. After that, they begin eating dinner together. Or, as I should say, together they eat dinner. After that, after they ate their pizzas, ate their chicken wings, and drank their sodas, it was now time for bed. So they just laid there together on the floor, and they slowly but surely fell asleep together. And that was it. To be continued. To be continued, everybody. To be continued. Well, I hope you enjoyed this wonderful video. And if you did, leave a like, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment down below telling me what do you like about the video, or rather hate about the video. And I will see you next time. Bye-bye for now.